guys, welcome to the 7th episode of our newer beer series, our newer video series, Mr.Beer Reviews, found only on our YouTube channel. Here we review different beers, all kinds of beverages, homebrewed or not homebrewed. So basically, if it can be made via fermentation, we will probably review it at some point. Today I'm joined by Zach, Brewmaster Extraordinaire and CSR, and then of course we have Matt, who does all of our in-house design and does a fantastic job. So all those pretty images, you can thank Matt for those. So if you guys have any suggestions for future beers that you'd like to see us review, just let us know. We're always happy to kind of move those into our queue and let you know what we think of them. So today we have a really fun mix of beers. We have a pretty wide variety, I think, considering that there's only 4 of them. The first one we have is Rowley Farmhouse Ales. This is Fields of Rye. It is a rye saison. And then next we have Omagang Neon Rainbows. This is a New England style IPA. And then third, we have Illuminated Brewworks Memory in Reverse. This is a double dry hopped double IPA. And then lastly, we have our Gun Hill Coconut Snickerdoodle Void of Light Stout. That is really...
That's a tongue twister.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, that's a big piece of gum. All right. So let's go ahead and preview our first one here. We have our Fields of Rye from Rowley. Pass this over to Matt.
Right.
So this one, of course, is a rye saison. It's a 6% ABV. It comes in at 15 IBUs and has a beer advocate score of 86. It's a neoclassic rye saison brewed with a healthy charge of malted rye and is bittered to 15 IBUs with Magnum, then gently whirlpooled with the Slovenian Strian Goldings, which is an aroma hop with a resinous and earthy profile that exhibits soft notes of white pepper. It finishes dry as we fermented it with the Therese yeast strain. Forgive me, I'll get better at pronouncing that one.
A bunch of yeast.
A lot of yeast, but it's
Mixed culture.
It's beautiful.
It is. It makes a fabulous beer.
And you know those Strian Goldings? I can pick up on them too.
Neat.
The earthiness.
Mm-hmm.
Citrusy earthiness.
It's hard to pull out though because the saison yeast has really similar things going on with it.
Yes.
Same with the spiciness and the rye. It's a lot. They're very complementary flavors.
Very.
And it makes a good layer.
It's a hand-holding beer.
Yes.
Whatever that is. I made that up.
But at the same time, it is a saison, so it's very effervescent.
Yes.
Hand holding.
It's a hand-holding beer. I don't know. I've been here all day.
But yeah, it's got a good dry, clean finish.
Yep.
It's got that nice funk, but it's not too strong. It's a damn tasty beer.
It's good.
It's a tasty beer.
Sometimes saisons will fall too heavy on like one end of the spectrum. Sometimes they'll be too phenolic and it's just cloying and it knocks your palate out. That's just really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, if I have a good saison, it has a lot of effervescence or a lot of carbonation.
Mm-hmm.
Has a light body, but then it has hints of spice.
Yeah.
And clove, and that's kind of what characterizes the differences of the saisons.
That's all that.
And that's all that. And that one's that's got a boost of juice in it, and it's got some nice yeasty characters.
Yeah.
So it's a good one. It's a winner.
For sure.
Yeah, it definitely uses a lot of the traditional kind of ideas for what a saison should be, but then puts that neo spin on it. So good job, Rowley.
Yes.
Okay, so next we have Ommegang Neon Rainbows. This is the New England style IPA. It's very pretty.
Pretty can and pretty beer.
Yes. And then they have a double version of that, Neon, and that one's really pretty too.
Double neon.
Yeah. It's so fruity in your face.
Big juicy.
So this one is a 6.7% with a 45 IBU, so nice middle of the range. Its beer advocate score is nice and high at 90%. Neon Rainbows is our tribute to the beautifully hazy juice bomb IPAs exploding out of the Northeast in the last 5 years. Vibrant and beautiful and gone in a flash, because it is limited run and it does sell very quickly. It's hopped with Mosaic, Simcoe, Citra, Centennial, and Topaz in primary hopping. And then Mosaic, Simcoe, Citra, and Topaz dry hopping. And then fermented with London ale yeast.
It's a classic,
Yeah.
soft,
Yeah.
juicy IPA.
I enjoy how soft it is.
Yep.
It's got the good soft body to it.
But it's not cloying, it's not sticky, it's almost dry in its own way.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the neon version would be a little more cloying to
Probably.
the body.
Yeah, maybe. But this makes
is-
my inner haze bro really happy. You know?
And my outer haze, bro.
And my outer haze bro. They're both real happy.
Internal.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on the palate, on the nose, everything is right on.
I like it a lot.
For sure.
What a haze.
Yeah.
What a haze game.
Omagang makes great beer anyway.
Mhm.
They do good mixed culture beers. They across the gamut. They do good beer.
They have so many of them
They have a
too.
lot,
Mhm. All right. So next up we have Memory in Reverse from Illuminated Bruco. This one is really cool. They don't list a lot of information about the specs or about what actually makes up the beer other than the hops. But there is a whole story associated with this beer, and it actually was inspired by a science fiction piece. So if you get a chance to go onto their website, definitely check out they have an entire blog about Memory in Reverse.
Neat.
And it's kind of ties into current times, so definitely very entertaining read. So this one is an 8%. It does not have a beer advocate score, probably because it is so limited and so new, would be my guess. But across the board, all of Illuminated's beers are all really highly rated. So this one is probably no different. It has Pacifica and Eldorado hops, but the star of the show is the wholly enigmatic Sabro hop that gives this beer while shuffling through moments of apricot, citrus, and creamsicle, and an undeniably coconutty finish.
Checks all those boxes for sure.
Yeah.
It's like pineapple explosion on the nose,
Pineapple and apricot, like boom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
but then you get all those flavors in nice waves.
I get a lot of like cereal notes out of this too, which I quite like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's nice. It's like almost like fruity pebbles.
Yeah. It has cereal.
Yeah.
Connotations. It has
In the best way.
candied connotations, but not artificially
No.
candied. Just
No.
almost like marmalade-y kind of
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah, or it's like a Jamba Juice smoothie. That first sip, and you're like,
Indeed.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the
tropical
artist I was
fruits.
trying to think of that this can represents is Milton Glaser is the name of the artist. And he's like an OG graphic designer from the 70s, 60s, and 70s.
That's awesome.
And that's what that can looks like.
Thank you, Matt.
Great design work.
Only
Yes.
Matt would know that too. That's why we keep him around.
And someone else has maybe been around the
Yes.
scene.
Yes. All right, guys. Last but not least, are you ready for dessert?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Mhm.
So this is the Gun Hill Coconut Snickerdoodle Void of Light Stout. That's a lot to say. Woo! Void of light. No kidding. It's really dark and really beautiful. So this beer, the Coconut Snickerdoodle, is actually part of a series that they do with their core beer, which is the Void of Light Stout. It's very dark stout. It's dark roasted, pitch black color, cocoa and espresso aroma. And then, of course, you have a lot of dark roast in there with barley, which I think is very perceptible.
Yeah.
And then you get the layer in of the coconut and the cinnamon. And like I said, they have quite a few variations of this stout. They've put berries in them, you name it. They've probably put it in the Void of Light. Yeah, and this one too, or the Void of Light Stout, is a GABF gold medal winner for 2014.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, it's really good. It smells like a cookie. It smells so good.
But it's not sweet, it's not sickly cloying, it's just delicious. There's enough flavors there to let you know what they were after without pounding you over the head with it.
Yeah. Yep.
The roasty notes are there, and the espresso notes are there,
Yeah.
and then the underlying kind of sweetness is there, from like the
Yeah.
Snickerdoodle-esque
Yeah.
cinnamon and
Yeah, it's
such.
like perceived sweetness, but not
Nuttiness.
actually.
Yeah,
Sugary.
it's
Sure.
good though, because it's a 7.9% beer, and I feel like between a high alcohol and a high sugar content, you get burnt out really quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't foresee that happening as fast with that one.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably have more than one of these sitting around a campfire, or, whatever,
Yep.
Yes.
and enjoy yourself.
I
Yep.
think you could.
Yep.
And be very happy about it.
Oh, yes.
But for the novices, this is definitely a sharing beer.
Yeah.
Crack one of these 16 ounces open and share with 3 or 4 people.
See what you think of it.
Yeah. And if you like it, crack another. But
Yeah.
it is a dessert stout nonetheless.
Yep.
It's not sweet dessert, but it is it has a lot of stuff going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have to be open to multiple aromas and flavors.
Yeah, it's a nice dichotomy between a well done import stout and then having that kind of dessert addition to it. It really balances nicely. It's not too much. I'm a fan. All right, guys. You ready to make your decisions? Moment of truth?
Saison for me. I
Well,
love,
that was easy.
I love a good saison, and that is a good saison.
Perfect.
Yep, it is a great saison. I would probably go with the third one, the Memory in Reverse, just because I really like that tropical IPA goodness.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't turn down any of these, and in fact, I would pay money for any of them. I would buy them. They're great.
Walk out happy
Agree.
with that investment for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would agree there. I really, really enjoyed the Memory in Reverse. I thought it just is, there's so much going on. It's so fruity, so juicy.
Mhm.
And then the Fields of Rye, just because that one is, I can't really imagine like a better done rendition of that.
It's a fabulous beer.
And that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Because usually I have opinions about stuff like that, as they know. All right, guys. So that pretty much wraps it up for today. If you're interested in making beers like these, or really any beer in general, head over to Mr.Beer.com and get yourself a beer kit. We have an offer for listeners of this particular show only. You can get 20% off any of our 2-gallon beer making kits. All you have to do is create a Mr. Beer account first on the website, and then you can use the code that we'll throw up here or over here or on my forehead. I'm not totally sure. Mr. Beer-TV. That's Mr. Beer-TV. And again, make sure that you have that Mr. Beer account open, or otherwise it will not work. All right. Won't work. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms. You can find us just by searching Mr. Beer on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We love to hear your feedback. If you have any suggestions for beers, let us know. Or future topics. We like that stuff because sometimes we drink too much beer and we run out of ideas. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining us. Cheers.
Cheers.